When people imagine the French Riviera, they usually picture luxury yachts in Monaco and film stars in Cannes. But it's Nice that's the real heart of this coastline. It's glamorous, sure, but it's also authentically French and surprisingly relaxed. You've got pebbled beaches and palm trees, but also markets full of flowers and local food, and a rhythm that's slower and sunnier than cities further north. In this episode of Travel Smart, I'm taking you through Nice. The landmarks, the hidden gems, the food, and the things you'll want to know before you go. First things first, Nice is easy to get to. The airport is only around 25 minutes from the city by tram or taxi, so you could be sipping a coffee on the Promenade d'Anglais almost as soon as you land. The promenade itself is 7 kilometers long, and it's your anchor point for any visit. Lose yourself in the old town? Just walk downhill until you hear the waves. But flying isn't your only option. You can also take the ferry across from the UK into ports like St Malo and Caen, then turn the journey into part of the holiday. A perfect few days road tripping or train hopping from north to south France before you arrive on the Riviera. Most of Nice can be done on foot, but the city also has a reliable tram system and plenty of rental bikes. Cycling is a big deal here. The Tour de France even recently finished in Nice, and a roll along the seafront cycle lane makes you feel like part of the scene. Let's start with the views because they set the tone for everything. Castle Hill, or Colline to Château, is the classic climb. You can take the lift or walk through the stunning gardens. However, I'd recommend taking Le Petit Train, an electric train tour to the top. Each corner gives you a different angle of the city, with the Alps behind you, the curve of the Bay of Angels in front, and terracotta rooftops in between. There's also a waterfall at the top, which you'll hear before you see, and it's a great spot for taking photos. Nice is also an art city. Matisse lived here for decades, and his museum in Cimiez is inside a 17th century villa surrounded by olive groves. The light in his paintings makes sense once you're here. Marc Chagall also has a museum here dedicated entirely to his work. It's bold, it's colourful, and it's really moving. Cimiez itself is well worth a wander, with Roman ruins, a monastery garden, and a sense of calm that feels worlds away from the busy seafront. And if you time your trip right, Nice Carnival in February is one of the biggest street parties in Europe. Think flower battles, parades along the promenade. It's like Rio, but Riviera style. If you want to feel like a local, head into Vieux Nice, the old town. It's a tangle of pastel streets, Italian-style shutters, little boutiques, and there's plenty of cafes. The main market square is always lively. On most days, you can pick up flowers, fruits, and spices, but on Mondays, it turns into an antiques market with everything from old jewellery to vintage postcards. Café de Cycliste is part cafe, part bike shop. Stop for a coffee and you'll see everyone from pros to locals stopping in. And don't skip the port. Port Lympia may be lined with super yachts, but it's also full of colourful fishing boats and harbourside bars. Now, if you're looking for sand instead of pebbles, Villefranche-sur-Mer is just 10 minutes away. Here, there's turquoise waters, the beach is a little softer underfoot, and the village itself is straight from a postcard, with painted houses and quaint bistros. Food is where Nice really sets itself apart. Niçois cuisine is a little different to the rest of France, with strong Italian and Provençal influences. The namesake Niçois salad is everywhere, but locals are picky. It should use anchovies, not tin tuna, and make use of the region's fresh vegetables. Pisse saladière is another local favourite, a caramelised onion tart topped with olives and anchovies. And don't forget ratatouille, which actually originated here long before Disney made it famous. Pair your meal with a crisp glass of rosé from Provence if you want to drink like a local. Aperitif hour is a ritual here, so order a drink and nibble on some olives. Rooftop terraces in the Old Town are perfect for pasta and spritzes with a view. The squares fill up at night, so it's a great spot for people watching with your wine until the early hours. So if you're looking for a Riviera trip that's glamorous but also accessible, Nice might be your next destination. For more inspiration, travel tips, and insights from the team, head to independent.co.uk/travel. See you next time.